Looking forward to the fourth race at Leicester, and it's a classified stakes class 6 over 6 furlongs, and number 2 is Asmund for Declan Carroll and Jason Hart. He's slowly coming down the weights, isn't he, Eddie? 49 now, was in the 80s at one point.
He was. He probably hasn't won enough races compared to his ability. The 19 placed efforts as against 4 wins tell you that, I think. He looks very well. And he's had a short break since not running very well and looking a bit sulky last time, I thought, at Catterick, a track he's gone well on in the past. He should be fine back in trip. And he's dropped to under 50 to get into this race, which is helpful for Connections, who have had a couple of winners recently.
I think he looks in great order in the paddock here. In behind him, just arriving in, is number 6, and this is Mallinhead Sea Rovers. Third start for the new yard. Tom Gretton from John Wainwright, still a maiden after 11 starts.
Yeah, and been held up the last couple of runs, which was against his usual running tactics in the old days. But I think they might go back to, with the cheek pieces on, they might go back to front running tactics again, which would give Mallinhead Rovers a chance on his form for the other stable. He's very much on his toes, so he wants to get on with it.
We're going to drop back to number 10, who's far more relaxed, actually. This Kodiak gelding for John Butler, Billy Loughnane on board. Not from 13, but it was a bright start, wasn't it, for the new team? And he generally finds the key.
Yeah, they were two back-to-back runs at Yarmouth and an improvement on more on earlier form. So there might be a little bit more to come from the Higburn. He probably does need to run a bit better to win this.
Number 4 is next, lovely grey mare. Company Minx ran over 5 furlongs here on soft ground on return, and now stepping back up to 6 furlongs.
And there was money for her, but she didn't run at all well in that race, and the soft ground ought to have suited her. So the jury's a little bit out. She hadn't been out for a long while before that, but she's got the ability in the old days to take a hand.
Number 5 is just leaving the paddock. Hawage for Tony Carroll, stepping back in trip from a mile.
Yeah, he's only run once on turf before and finished last of 8 at Epsom. Everything else has been on the all-weather, and he's coming back from a 3 or 4 month break. He looked fit enough.
OK, and we'll just get the last one while they're just on the way out. Admirable Lad, number 1, Chelsea Banham.
Yeah, he's capable on his day. The stable's had a couple of big price winners at this course in their time, and he'll get going late. I think that's the way he'll be delivered late, but he's probably just got a little bit to find on recent form.
And off they go to the start.
Now, number 8, another Jack, has just gone back into the saddling boxes for a moment. So we'll be coming out shortly. The other runner, Tomorrow Day, went down a long way ahead of the rest. Has been at the start now for a good 5 minutes already. Tomorrow Day, ridden by Tom Keeley-Marshall. Tom in dark blue colours with beige chevron sleeves and a pink cap. Another Jack reappears from the saddling boxes and will very shortly be coming out onto the course. Another Jack ridden by Charles Bishop. Asmund at the moment the 6-4 favourite, 11-4 My Genghis, 15-2 Mahigburn, 17-2 Tomorrow Day, 12-1 Howajez, 16-1 Admirable Lad, 18-1 Malins Head Sea Rovers. It's 25-1 Company Minx, and another Jack is a 33-1 chance, and another Jack now on his way to the start, the light blue with the vivid pink sash and the pink cap. Charles Bishop in the saddle. So a field of 9 sprinters making their way down to the straight 6 furlong start, 1,200 metres. For the private boxers for best view at Leicester Races Classified Stakes. Post time here is...
Thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Eddie. What a tricky race. The private boxes for best view at Leicester Races Classified Stakes and 0-50 over 6 furlongs. And Asmund is your 6-4 well-backed favourite, having opened at 15-8. 11-4 My Genghis, Mahigburn 15-2, 17-2 Tomorrow Day, Hawajez 12-1, Admirable Lad 16-1, and On the Drift, having opened at 11, 20-1 Malins Head Rovers. Company Minx, who can really pop up and surprise, which she showed at Kempton not too long ago, 40-1 winner, 22-1. Another Jack, 33-1. 3 non-runners out, leaves a field of 9. And I can see Asmund is being backed. I can kind of see the case, Rachel. I just think he's far from a solid 6-4 shot in this for me. Personally, I'd be against. What do you reckon?
Well, funny enough, we were just chatting about that, Anthony. Short price for a horse who's not won since October 2022. But previously in the 80s, and now he's off a mark of 49, gets into this race. It's a massive step down in grade.
Yeah, he's in this sort of grade for the first time, I think, and although he doesn't win enough to justify his ability, he should win more times than he's got plenty. Oh God, start again. He prefers to finish second than win. I think he's just got 4 wins to his name, and he's been placed 19 times. He does find it difficult to get his head in front, but this is pretty basement grade. The drop to 6 furlongs shouldn't be a problem. He's got plenty of speed. He wasn't in great form when he was last seen at Catterick. I didn't think he looked very happy at any stage of that race. He'd run better the time before, having raced up with the pace there. But he's had a little break to sweeten him up. And Declan Carroll's horses are in good form, and he tends to be a bit of a streaky trainer. He does have little bursts of form, and then goes a bit quiet again for a while. He's had 2 winners recently, so you'd expect a good run from Asmund, but I don't think he's a sort of 7-4 horse, really. My Genghis is less exposed. Similar profile in that he's dropped down to this sort of mark to get into this company, and he looked fine in the paddock. He didn't run well last time, but that was on softish ground. He's been off since for nearly 7 weeks, and the Brighton run back in April would be good enough. I think he ran a very good race that day. And he too is just 1 from 19, and that was on the all-weather. Yeah, 0
from 13 on turf, but down in grade as well. Another Jack is a horse you mentioned at the top of the show at a big price.
I have been. He was rather unlucky in a race at Brighton earlier in the season, about 4 runs back. Then very unlucky at Lingfield next time, and as I continue, then he ran appallingly at Lingfield in the middle of June. His latest run at Brighton, again, he's just beginning to get going when the race is over. He probably wants 7. If they go hard here, he might be finishing off, he might nick a place, but he's awkward. He might run as he did at Lingfield, 2 outings ago, and blow out completely. But
he's a bit of a monkey, isn't he?
50-1, yeah. you just throw some money at him, he's got some sort of chance.
All right, well, he's 50-1 now, if you're going to have a couple of quid on. Another Jack who was the last to arrive down. I'm not too sure whether they've forgotten.
Yeah, they get down there quick.
And they got the hood off as well, because they had the cheapies on over the hood.
I'm not absolutely certain. I think that they forgot to put the cheek pieces on.
OK, all right. Well, here we go then. Last one to load. Over to Mark.
Thanks, Rachel. So waiting on Admirable Lad, with Joey Haynes into stall number 6 to complete the lineup. They're in the gate. And they're off. Sprinting over 6 furlongs, Admirable Lad not that fast away, neither too was Malinhead Sea Rovers. Towards the near side, another Jack is showing early speed, with Asmund also right up there in the early stages. Leading the group towards the far side is My Genghis, who's giving a lead to the Grey Company Minx, and racing alongside that one is Tomorrow Day. Already they're racing down inside the final half mile. In the centre, another Jack has the overall lead to My Genghis over on the far side, who may just be second. On the near side, Asmund is in third. They're then being followed by Malinhead Sea Rovers, and also on the near side is Mahigburn. Now being ridden along is Company Minx, and also now Howages, who begins to make a little bit of ground. Admirable Lad from a long way back. The back marker is Tomorrow Day inside the final quarter of a mile. My Genghis now about to be joined by Howages over on the far side, and these two stablemates now are first and second. Staying on into third is Company Minx. On the near side, Asmund is trying to raise a challenge, and now they're inside the final furlong. My Genghis tackled by Howages on the far side. On the near side is Asmund, and now Asmund is the one who stays on the strongest, and Asmund has broken his 19-race losing run and jumps the winning line in celebration. Asmund wins. Staying on was Tomorrow Day down the wide outside, with also involved Howages and My Genghis in behind.
Asmund sweeps late and in style and winning for the 5th time, but the first victory since October 2022, down to a mark of 49. He's been sent off 13-8 favourite. He was quite easily the winner actually in the end. Close in behind Tomorrow Day and Hawage 11-5. But yeah, well done, Declan Carroll's horse is in fine fettle.
Yeah, he's freshened him up with a 4-today break, and the horse didn't exactly look super willing under Jason Hart, but Jason got the job done, and his superior stamina in the end, I think, won him the day. Tomorrow Day was a fast finisher, has been running over much longer trips as different tactics from another Jack in the cheek pieces that got him out and to the front, and it didn't really suit him. He sort of rather shirked the issue and came under pressure and stopped quite quickly. On the left-hand flank, My Genghis led them, and he didn't have enough left to withstand both his stablemate Howages and Tomorrow Day over on the far side. Stand side, probably just about in front, is the winner, Asmund. He's been there throughout, tracked by Mahigburn, and it looked as though he was in a bit of trouble too out.
Yeah, certainly so. And I know that you were mentioning that he looked like he sulked a little bit at Catterick. I think Jason's given him a good positive ride out of the stalls, kind of pushed him along early, kind of got him moving.
Yeah, and just for a second here I thought, oh well, Mahigburn might give him something to think about, and he might just curl up a bit. But to his credit and to Jason's, Jason kept him going, and he did find the extra required. The Greys run much better today on faster ground. Company Minx, she's a return to some sort of form. My Genghis didn't run all the way to the line as well as Howages, his stablemate, who's got past him and held on for second, I think, from Tomorrow.